Okay, moving on. Third, it is to live within one's means. Maybe you've heard that before. That just simply means that you are buying what you can afford. So you're not wasting your money, you're living within your means. You can think of your means as how much money you earn. And if you're living within your means, here, you're only spending money that you have. If you're living outside of your means, so over the money you make, that means maybe you are using credit cards too often, or maybe you are taking a loan or going into debt. Something that you can't afford to buy would be living outside of your means. When you can afford it, you are living within your means. When you live within your means, you're able to save money. So why don't we try to use that one to live within your means in a sentence? And that could be a bit tricky. So if you have a question, please let me know, everyone. Let's try out this expression. So you can say that the family lives within their means. That means the family is doing fine financially. They're not wasting their money. They're not wasting money that they don't actually have. Or you could talk about somebody living outside of their means. Outside of their means, as I said before, is when you're spending money that you don't have. I like to live within my means. Or my brother is so good with money, he always lives within his means. Let's see some sentences. Yes, Helen, your previous sentence is correct. Apple says, live within your purse if you don't want to be blank or broke. Yes. So live within your purse is good too. Perhaps other native speakers in other countries say that one, but in the Canadian and American context, we try to say to live within your means. But live within your purse is still okay. Good sentence. And I hope everyone knows what a purse is. I don't have a purse that I can grab right now to show you, but it's like a kind of kabang, like ladies' purse. You could imagine this. This is more of a wallet, a smartphone wallet, but the bigger version, the bag version would be a purse. Good job. Anyone else? It's a bit hard. I'll wait for you. Anyone else with a sentence? Oh, good, Helen. You'd better stop using your credit card. Live within your means. Excellent advice. Yes, well done. Okay, we'll move on. We have 3 more. Okay, number 4. We're going to talk next about disposable income. Now, you can think of disposable income as money that you can spend, money that is available to you after you pay your taxes. So your monthly salary minus the deductions, so the money that you need to give to the government. So you can think of disposable income as whatever arrives in your bank account every month or however often you get paid. And you use that money as you wish. Maybe you spend it, maybe you save it. Of course, you must spend some of it on essentials, on things that you need to survive, right? So some of your money goes to that. Some of your disposable income should go to that. And the rest, it's up to you. It's disposable income. We can think of the word disposable as something that we can give out, we can dispose, right? So it's not necessarily like hidden money or secret money, it's disposable income. It's money that's just available to you and you can use it however you want. So let's try to use that in a sentence, everybody. Disposable income. How do you spend your disposable income, for instance? Or you could say, that man has a lot of disposable income. Or that woman has a lot of disposable income, but she doesn't save any of it. Or what else can we say about disposable income? I need a job that provides me with more disposable income. Something like that, everyone. Oh, we have more things in our chat. Let's see. Very good. Okay, if you are broke, you need to live within your means. Hey, this student, I'm not so good at reading Korean at the moment. Can I say Lina? Sorry that I'm suddenly giving you an English name, but you used 2 expressions in one sentence. I'm super proud of you. That's great. Kona, Lim says, my friend refused to inherit her father's money and told him she'll live within her means. Wow, that's a great sample sentence. And if that's a true story, wow, I respect that friend. That, that must not have been an easy decision. Anne says, let's think about how to save disposable income. Perfect sentence. Well done. Apple, a weekly disposable income of $200. Very good. Yes. And Sehyuk says to save our money. Yes. So we have our disposable income and it's good to save that money as well. Awesome job, everyone. Okay. Number 5, I've used this already. To be loaded. This is a really common colloquial. So that just means an expression that is not formal. So this is just everyday talking between native speakers. To be very rich. If somebody is loaded, they are very rich. Maybe you've heard that term before in a Hollywood movie. He's absolutely loaded. The millionaire is completely loaded. The princess is completely loaded. The celebrity is completely loaded. We like to use words like completely or absolutely or totally to qualify it and make it sound, excuse me, even bigger. You could say that my mom is loaded. That means my mom has a lot of money. Something like that. Let's try to use that in a sentence. That's a pretty fun word. Let's see, everyone. Oh, good. I have some other messages coming in. Yes, Kibyung, Konya, and Suji. 3 of you wrote perfect sentences. Well done. Grace Gold says the super rich. Oh, good expression. That's right, the super rich. They are completely loaded. Is loaded related to bullets? Oh, that's such a smart question. Maybe yes and no, but I consider loaded more of the broader sense. So I'll explain. You load a gun with bullets. So loading means like packing something into something or like filling something. When we look at the broader sense of loaded, you could have a purse. I'm going to load my purse. I'm going to stuff my purse full of things. I have a backpack. My backpack is loaded with books. So loaded means like so full, like totally packed tight, like kind of a bullet in a chamber, right? So there's that pressure, it could explode. So that's kind of what loaded means. Even when we're ordering food at a restaurant, we could say, I want my sandwich loaded with cheese. That means so much. Put a lot there. In that sense, loaded means like the person is, we just imagine the person being like stuffed with money. The person is going to explode money. Yeah, being totally full of something, like a bullet. So there you go. Excellent question. That was awesome. Excuse me. Not corona, by the way. I just, I have seasonal allergies, so please don't worry about me. Lena, I want to know what it is like to be loaded. Me too. I follow a lot of loaded people on Instagram, so very rich celebrities, and I'm always amazed at their lifestyles. I want to have a loaded friend to pay for my meal every time. Songlim, that's so good. It is nice to have loaded friends. Suji, I want to be loaded to help poor people. That is so sweet. Yes. Oh, that's excellent. I like that sentence. Helen says, to be loaded, we've learned the expression from one of the lectures already. Oh, okay then. Perfect. Then we'll move on. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kang. You could say I'm loaded. I'm loaded with hospital bills. So that means there are a lot in your life. I'm so sorry. Cheer up, please. Good luck with that. Okay, we shall move on. And finally, this relates a little bit to being loaded. Number 6, to splurge. Splurge is a fun word as well. It means to spend your money freely, extravagantly, without even thinking about it. So loaded people, rich people, wealthy people, they often like to splurge. So splurge is when you just spend so much money at once. However, you don't necessarily, that means you don't have to be rich to splurge? Everybody can splurge. Middle-class people, people who are in the lower socioeconomic rankings like this. So if we look at it in Korean terms, like any spoon, like silver spoons, dirt spoons, plastic spoons, everybody can splurge. Splurge just means, right, to spend maybe a little bit too much money. Yes, as Grace said, to spend too much money is to splurge. So people say it's okay to splurge every now and again, every once in a while, just sometimes, like a shopping spree. Kona, very good, exactly. Apple, I love your sentence. At the duty-free shop, ready to splurge. I will admit I splurge at the duty-free shop every time. It's just, oh, how can I say? Yes, it's just something that people tend to do, right? So why don't we try to use splurge in a sentence? We could say that I splurged on a new jacket. I totally splurged on my vacation. I'm ready to splurge. It's time to go to the duty-free shop, as Apple said. I love that sentence. Anybody else? Let's try to use splurge in a sentence. Oh, but Kona says most duty-free shops are going down on business. Oh, that's so true right now. I'm really hoping that the situation, the economic situation improves. Grace, oh, Grace, yes, hi. I remember you. Excellent. I know who you are. It's so good to see you again. Very good. Anyone else? Splurge? Have you ever splurged on something? Do you like to splurge or do you never splurge? I never splurge on things that I can't afford. Yes, nice to see you too, Grace. Song Lim says, when I went to a department store in Gangnam, oh, the very rich, wealthy area, I saw one guy splurge there. Very good. That is something that we would definitely see in Gangnam. Very good. He spent money to splurge on a sports car. Kim Suji, perfect. Yes, you splurge on something. Yes, splurged on a sports car. Oh, not enough money. Yeah, well, some people still splurge even if they don't have a lot of money, right? Like that's when people use their credit cards and they live outside of their means, like we talked about before. Oh, we have a question from Hyunjin. Is it possible to use the expression to make ends meet instead of number 3? So I'll bring back number 3. And yes, to make ends meet is the same as living within one's means. That expression, I didn't teach it just because there's so many expressions related to money. We could take all day, but that's on another very very commonly used expression. To make ends meet. Make ends meet just means to get by, to survive. Sometimes I splurge at Daiso. Kona, me too. It's easy to splurge when there are so many items that do not cost a lot of money. I splurged on frozen goods. Yes, you can definitely splurge on food. I tend to splurge on food, on restaurants, or expensive drinks in a cafe like this. Right, very good, everyone. Okay, so why don't we take a little bit of a break from these expressions and we can just do a little bit of a discussion. So my first question is, just in general, everybody, what do you spend your money on? Or we could rephrase it as, what do you like to do with your disposable income? So I'll type it here. And if you do have any questions, please let me know. So how do you generally spend your money? How do you use your disposable income? I'd like to know your spending habits. Let's find out. Helen says, I got a feeling to splurge once a year. Good, that's very sensible. Excellent. Splurging is very fun. We'll talk more about that one next, actually. But our first question, I'm just curious. So not splurging, but just your regular lifestyle. What do you tend to spend money on? What do you like to do with your disposable income? Let's see. Buying some clothes. Yes. Necessary and fun. Anyone else? Helen said buying clothes. What else can we do with it? We can save our money. We can invest it. We can buy stocks on the stock market. We can buy coffee. We can spend it on school fees, tuition. We talked about that before. Let's see what else everyone has to say. I like to spend lots of money for the trip and taking lectures. Okay, very nice lifestyle. So you're studying and you're traveling. Lovely. We can also say, instead of the trip, we'll cut out the, we'll just say, I like spending lots of money on trips and taking lectures. Kona says, I used to splurge on CDs. Oh, I sound so old. Don't worry. I also have a CD collection. I used to splurge on classical music CDs when I was a young child, when I was in Canada. That was something that I was always buying. And I still have a huge collection of them in Canada. And they're kind of a little bit useless just because I download most of my music now. So yes, I kind of regret buying all those CDs, but that's okay. So you're not old, by the way. Buying CDs, not that outdated. Or maybe I'm also old. I'm not sure. Let's not think about it. Apple says he buys experiences rather than material goods. Oh, lovely. Yes, that's a good financial philosophy. A lot of people would rather invest their money in the experience and making a memory instead of buying some item. Very good. I want to buy a new car, says Grace. Me too, me too. Although one of the good things about living in Korea is the awesome public transportation here. However, in my country, in Canada, you cannot survive without a vehicle. So you need a car. Everything is so far away. And the subways, the buses, the trains, they exist, but they're not that convenient and practical. So in Korea, it's possible to live without a car in some cities, at least, like Seoul, the bigger cities. But in Canada, when you're a teenager, you need a car, starting from a young age. Yes, paying for insurances. Rina, yes, very good. And I like that word, insurances. We can talk a bit more about that one later. I want to save some pennies to visit my mom in Korea, says Grace Gold. I hope you can do that. Yes, Canada is huge indeed, right? Advantages and disadvantages to having a huge country. Yes, the good transportation system in Korea. We spend money on transportation as well. I spend money for my trips, using the gym, hanging out with my friends. Awesome, Suji. Very good. And I liked how you use the word gym, not health club. So I know a lot of Koreans like to say health club to mean like the gym or like health jang. But when you're using English, it's so natural to say gym. I go to the gym. I work out at the gym. Awesome.